What's up, Internet? It's your boy Big Boss Dog from Knives&Snipes here with our very first Top 5 video. Now, if you're a subscriber to this channel, you're probably familiar with my Cuphead is Hard series, where I basically try to prove that it isn't. It's my first serious series and my longest running one, so I figured for Thanksgiving I'd honor it with a video dedicated to the not hardest bosses in Cuphead. This list isn't based on the HP of the boss, it's just my personal opinion, and the list is ordered in descending difficulty. With that in mind, let's get it started at number 5. At number 5, we have the second to last boss of the game, King Dice. The hardest thing about this boss is the endurance, as you have to fight several bosses before you can even battle him. But by the time you've reached this loaded die, you should have unlocked everything in the game, meaning you have every weapon, charm, and super art at your disposal to defeat him. Not to mention, you can heal yourself in between the mini-bosses. Play your cards right, and by the time you reach him, you can have a total of 8 hit points and invincibility from super art too. What saves King Dice from being higher on this list is the simple fact that if you do get hit and you're trying to do a perfect run, when you retry it, you have to go all the way back from the beginning. Meaning if you beat a mini-boss, you don't start from that mini-boss, you start from the first spot on the board. If you thought restarting a Cuphead boss on their 3rd phase was rough, try restarting a Cuphead boss on his 10th phase. It's honestly the most maddening thing in the world. Those are my reasons for ranking King Dice as the 5th easiest boss in Cuphead. Now let's see what the 4th one is. And in 4th place, we have Captain Brineybeard. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is about my 10th or 15th time recording this, because I can't seem to say enough to fill this time slot. The boss is just not hard. There's not a whole lot to talk about. Jump up, shoot him in the face. When the chest comes down, dash attack. If he's shooting balls, jump over them. This phase is honestly ridiculously easy. Once you get to the 2nd phase, he starts summoning animals like that squid you just saw, but they go down in 1 or 2 shots. Unless you get the shark, in which case, just stay ahead of him. This boss is an equal Isle 3, so I'm going to assume you already have most of the attacks and charms, but all you really need is Chaser and Charge Shot, coupled with the Smoke Dash perk. Now, the reason why you want the Smoke Bomb is so when this frickin' ship right here starts shooting his laser, you can lay under it and poof, disappear, right before the chest hits you, as you're about to see right there. Then just use your Chaser Shot to make sure you keep getting damage on the uvula, and boom, he's done. Easy boss, easy time. Let's check out number 3. I beat Baroness von Bonbon in my very first attempt. That's the main reason why she's on number 3. After going through it a few more times to get an A+ rating and an S rank, I figured it was even easier than the first time, because all I have to do is equip Chaser and Roundabout and spam the heck out of it. Bosses die so frickin' fast. For instance, this Jawbreaker. Boom. Already dead. Didn't even get a few syllables out on him. Already gone. Her first phase is practically over already. All you have to do is make sure you aim away with the Roundabout to try to get some more damage on him when you're not facing him, and constantly switch when you're in a safe zone. The hardest boss out of these is probably the Gumball maybe, but if you memorize their patterns, it's not hard. It is an equal Isle 2, so you do have moderate experience with bosses by now. The best thing you can do is just make sure you get some parries in, and you know, you got her, to be honest. This phase I thought would be tricky, but with Roundabout, just face the other direction, and all the shots are going to end up hitting her. For this reason, the simplistic design of just facing away from the bosses and not much danger ahead of you, I say it's number 3. Easy time. Let's check out number 2. And to nobody's surprise, Botanic Ponic the Root Pack is in the number 2 slot. Obviously this boss is supposed to be easy. I don't really blame it, it's the first boss you see in the game. It does get a moderate difficulty spike if you play it on expert difficulty, but it's not too bad. The patterns are the same, the moves are just kinda quicker. This boss pretty much did everything it was supposed to. It's an easy tutorial boss. Each one of them only has 1 pattern, except for the Carrot who has 2. But basically, I feel like this boss is easy, even with just the pea shooter. You can't use super arts when you first encounter him, but I feel like they do a good tutorial job of teaching you the game mechanics with a boss that's supposed to be easy and rewarding. Nobody cries about dying on this boss more than once. However, if you are finding this final phase to be a little bit challenging due to the amount of projectiles flying at you, all you have to do is go to Pork Grinder's Emporium, purchase the Chaser Shot, and equip it. After that, I promise you, this boss becomes a piece of carrot cake. Boo! That does it for the number 2 slot. Now let's see who made the first spot on this list. In the number 1 spot for the easiest Cuphead boss ever is Goopy Le Grande from Ruse of an Ooze. This is the only boss in the game that I know that you can beat with only 2 buttons, the dash and the attack. This gameplay footage you see right here is my first attempt at trying to beat him with an S rank, and I succeeded. And it's because he's one of the first bosses with a super predictable pattern. If he's about to hit you, smoke bomb out of it. If he's about to attack you, his startup lag is ridiculous, so you always know there's an attack coming. You can get out of the way super easily even if you first played the game. And even though I'm using Roundabout and Lobber, pea shooter is pretty easy to beat him with too. And like I said, you get 6 coins at the beginning of the game, so you can easily buy a chaser for this section when he drops into his tombstone. If not, just jump up and hit him, even hit him with your super moves. It's not a very hard boss, and it's not supposed to be. It's still in the tutorial section of the game, and it does a cool job of it, I think. But it's still the easiest boss in Cuphead. That's going to do it for my top 5 easiest bosses in Cuphead. Please leave a comment and tell me what you think are the easiest bosses. Tell me if you agree with me or disagree with me. Let me know. And also, let me know if you enjoy me actually talking in these videos. Thank you all for watching. I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll see you next time.